start to finish?
Yes.
Good. It was a good day.
It's been a great day. I got to play Candyman at Sam's Club, stock up on candy for Halloween.
Mike, did you make the post about the candy? Or
Okay.
the post about the Halloween and that kind of stuff? For, like, that you guys are gonna be out and giving
Oh,
out candy?
yeah.
Just that, you said that on Thursday, but it would be Friday.
Did it say Thursday?
That's the trick
It's
part.
possible.
Trick.
It's possible. All the interruptions you have. So, Oh, it does say Thursday. Huh. Yeah, that managed to happen. There, now it's fixed. Where did I manage to do that? It's funny when I text my phone half the time, I have, like, if I'm spelling something else specifically, I have to do like dot, 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 because the stupid phone always wants to spell how
Oh.
it thinks it needs to be spelled.
Like predictive spell.
Yeah. Annoying. Okay. Yeah, how was your day?
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Court was uneventful this afternoon.
Yeah.
Sure.
It wasn't really short, I guess, but just nothing
I guess compared to last week. Of course,
substantial
nothing
happened.
compares to last week, right?
Yeah.
What did you have last week?
What's that?
What did you have last week?
Oh, there's just trials and all kinds of fun stuff. Yeah.
We'll call the meeting to order for Monday, October 27th, 2025 at 7 PM. May I have roll call, please?
Mayor Candace Machado has to be excused tonight. Mayor Pro Tem Dacia Edwards.
Here.
Councilmember Greg Flesvig.
Here.
Councilmember Alana Bino.
Here.
Councilmember Ernie Blackford.
Here.
Town Attorney Scott Murray.
Here.
Town Engineer Shane Porter.
Here.
Chief of Police Mike Thompson.
Here.
Fire Chief Leo Malsom.
Here.
Public Works Director Robert Llewellyn.
Here.
Town Clerk Janelle Hunter and rest of the citizens.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Can I get approval of the agenda?
Madam Mayor Pro Tem Edwards, I would ask that you strike number 6, executive session, from the agenda tonight.
Can I get a motion to strike number 6 executive session from the agenda?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any discussion? Any nays? Motion passes. Line item 1 consent agenda. Can I get approval of the consent agenda?
Before we do, I think we'll probably need to get approval of the agenda.
Okay,
As
as
amended.
amended, right.
Thank you.
Can I get approval of the agenda as amended?
So move.
Second.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Now may I please get approval of the consent agenda?
I so
Like-
move.
Sorry,
Take your pick.
We both did.
okay.
Alana,
Sure.
motion.
Yep, he second.
Yeah, second.
Then number two.
And no, you need to ask for a vote.
Oh.
Yes.
All those in favor?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Sorry, guys.
It's all good.
It's not every day. Next we'll go into public comments.
Mhm.
Public comments from the audience.
Hello, I'm Phil Gerke. I live at 644 Eagle Trail. And I don't know if anybody's working on the Curtis Street railroad crossing, but if you are, when I was working on that a couple years ago, when the discussion first started, they can actually get a grant to fix that railroad crossing. However, it takes some time to get it done. So I guess I'm kind of suggesting that if somebody's going to be working on that, that they get started on that. And I started with the YDOT railroad guy out of Cheyenne, and the guy I had retired, so I don't even know who's down there now. But I know when the discussion was, they were talking about the Iron Street doing that part there, and then I think the railroad crossing was probably going to be involved in that. I don't know if that can be combined in with this. Probably not, since they're part. But anyway, it'd be a good way to get that done, because it's probably going to be a little bit expensive, because it looks, I mean, that street's got to be raised and graded, so that, because that's where the problem comes in. It's just a giant speed bump, and then of course they need to shim the planks and stuff there need to be shimmed. But hopefully if they had a grant and enough money, maybe they would get the job done right. So, because last word I had from the railroad, when I talked to the local guy here the last time, when they fixed it, he said if my crew was doing it, he said we could have done a much better job. But the railroad, in their infinite wisdom, now farms all that out. So that's where part of the problem came in. And I don't know who engineered that, but it was not a very good job. And it wasn't me. So anyway, that's it. And I do have a complaint with the chief. Today I ran into him at Sam's Club with a whole big thing full of candy, and I never got offered one piece. I was a little bit disappointed. So, oh, sure, now you're trying to get
Thank you. I have it written down, Mr. Gerke. Any other public comments?
Could you hand that to the council members?
What's that?
Could you hand that to the council members so they could read that? This is part of it. I'm Charlie Kirk, 1776 Freedom Street. This is a text message between the sergeant and Candace Machado. Just an FYI, Jeremy Brown and Ryan Perry are on my street. I have my alarm set and my cameras are on. Okay, I'll let Officer Blankenship know. They're right outside my house. They're not doing anything, are they? Nope, they're just going door to door at this time. Just notify you just in case. I don't think they know where I live. Looks like they're just trying to get signatures. Okay, Officer Blankenship is going to do some drive-bys. They haven't come to my door yet. They're at my neighbor's house. Okay, they have chosen not to come to my house. As I told my neighbors, they know that's where I live. Officer Blankenship just drove by. I don't know a single person who has an officer number on speed dial, someone they can call to have patrol cars drive by just because two people with a clipboard are going door to door asking for signatures. That's not a safety issue. That's paranoia. Hey, Chief, Candace drove by while I just got home Saturday night. She must be stalking me. I have to ask, do you see how ridiculous that sounds? And what's worse, we now have a situation where sergeants are being texted because town police staff can't even exercise their First Amendment rights off the clock. They can't sign a petition, even under an alias, without fear of retaliation. That's not leadership. That's fascism, and it's unacceptable behavior. The rhetoric that has been displayed by the mayor in Alona is despicable. Somehow volunteering to help the backlog public works department kill weeds turned into me destroying the community garden in committing a terrorist act, or simply talking to the town attorney after a council meeting got twisted into me trying to fight him. That's not professionalism. That's desperate pleading from unhinged psychopaths trying to paint narratives instead of owning their own failures. This town has developed a serious hostile work environment across departments. It doesn't matter if you're in public works, the police department, or town hall. Everybody's walking on eggshells. So my question is simple. When is that going to be addressed publicly to the residents? And why is it that every decision for the police department has to go through the mayor? What qualification does she have in law enforcement? None that I'm aware of. If that's how this town is going to be run, with one person holding all the strings, maybe it's time that people consider a petition to change the form of government, to strip the sole arbiter of power away from the mayor's office. What good are the ordinances or Robert's Rule of Order if they're going to be ignored and twisted to suit one person's ego? It seems like Princess Prima Donna didn't learn much from her trip to Nepal, a country in the midst of a revolution against government censorship and suppression of free speech, because that's exactly what we're seeing here, fascism masquerading as liberalism. It's time to stop pretending everything's fine. It's time for accountability, transparency, and respect for the people who actually make this town run.
Any other public comments? Public comments are closed. Thank you all for who gave some during public comments. Moving on. Ordinance 7-2025, an ordinance approving the final plat for Wildcat number 2 on second reading.
Mayor Pro Tem and Town Council, ordinance 7-2025 is an ordinance approving the Wildcat number 2 addition to the town of Evansville, and it's brought before you tonight for approval on second reading.
Do I have a motion to approve ordinance 7-2025, an ordinance approving the final plat for Wildcat number 2 on second reading?
I move.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Line item number 4, ordinance number 8-2025, an ordinance approving the rezoning lots 1 through 12 of the proposed Wildcat number 2 on second reading.
Madam Mayor Pro Tem and Town Council, ordinance 8-2025 is an ordinance approving the rezone of lots 1 through 12 of the Wildcat number 2 addition from urban agriculture to light industrial, town of Evansville, Wyoming, brought before you tonight on second reading.
Do I have a motion approving ordinance number 8-2025?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Line item 6, engineers report.
Yeah, good evening, Madam Mayor Pro Tem and Council. So just have a couple things in my engineer's report tonight. You should have seen it in the packet, but the main item tonight I have is a change order number 1 for the Mystery Bridge and Wildcat Road Improvements Project. So it's a pretty significant change order for that project. The main reason is to address the additional costs that were encountered by the contractor due to unforeseen presence of a very hard rock for a distance of about 850 feet in Mystery Bridge Road. So as they were going up Mystery Bridge Road with the sewer and the water, there's a rock shelf in there that nobody realized was there. Kind of definitely an unforeseen condition. It's not a sandstone. They've had to use special equipment. They've got a kind of a rock tooth, and it doesn't just break away. They're having to hammer on it and go kind of inch by inch. So it's been a real slow process for them. So the rock excavations resulted in anticipated excessive wear on the equipment, increased labor. So a lot of hand labor. They've had to be down in the trench jackhammering by hand with the jackhammer, and it's a substantially decreased production. The difficulties of excavating the rock were compounded also by the numerous pipelines that are running down that road. There's 2 pipelines on one side, Tallgrass, Black Hills, and then the Magellan line that we talked about before crosses in a couple locations. And so they've had to hand jackhammer around all of those crossings and go underneath them. And it's just been very, very slow going for them. So that's the bulk of the change order.
the total of the rock excavation is roughly about $80,000 of the change order. Some other items that are being addressed in this change order also are some 6x4 reducers that were not included in the original bid documents due to some changes that were made at the last second. As the project was bid, there's also an 18-inch PVC 22.5-degree bend that had to be added due to the location of a pipeline and where they were connecting in. So they had to move the water line over a little bit. And then the gas line crossings have added increased depth to the water line. And so we're having to raise the hydrants because we've had to go way deep to get underneath the gas lines and having to raise the hydrants and all the valve boxes and the curb stops. So the total change order amount is $128,801.07. Increases the contract amount for Wayne Coleman Construction from $4,303,307 to $4,432,108.07. Change order is approximately 3% of the total contract amount. While significant, is still within expectations for a project of this size. We're still within budget of the grant. The original project estimate construction budget was $4.8 million, so we're still well within the project grant budget. So with that, open any questions you have, and recommend a motion that the town execute change order number 1 with Wayne Coleman Construction.
How long did it put it behind?
About 3 weeks. They also asked for a 3-week time extension that we're not actually granting an extension in time. The completion date is in June of next year, but we had a milestone completion date for this winter, or this fall, where they had to have all the water and sewer in at Mystery Bridge Road in order to provide utilities to Mesa. And it set them back about 3 weeks on that timeline. So they're asking for a 3-week extension on the milestone, which will put it into about December 21st. So we're not adding contract time to the end of the contract, just giving them a little bit more time this fall.
Okay.
Do I have a motion to approve change order number 1?
I so move.
A second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes.
The other item I had in our packet tonight, or the engineer's report, was an estimate from Crown Construction for the ditch work along Blackmore Road that we talked about a few council meetings ago. That estimate is $47,000, approximately $46,940. A portion of that is to replace some pipe at the end of that ditch. There's a pipe that goes into a detention pond. And when we were looking at this, Robert discovered that pipe is collapsed going into the pond. So that pipe is kind of pretty important that it be replaced. The ditch work itself is, they're estimating about $19,000 to clear out that first 320 feet of ditch, and then another 10,000. It's the same thing. We have all the pipelines that go through there, and so they've got $10,000 in hydrovac work where the pipeline companies are making them go in and soft dig every 15-20 feet to know exactly where that pipeline is before they do any digging. So it's that's added a fair amount to the project estimate. So I don't know if it's something you want to make a decision on tonight, but I wanted to throw it out there and see what your guys' thoughts are. If you have questions for me. I think the pipe is pretty important that it be done right now. I still struggle, I think, clearing out the ditch. I think that you will see some benefit to that area, but again, on a major storm or major runoff event, it's still going to overflow. So I don't know how to put a cost of benefit analysis to doing that ditch work. I think you'll see some benefit, but it's hard to determine whether you'll see $20,000 worth of benefit, I guess. So.
Can I ask a question? Do I have to?
Okay.
Okay. Will this go out to bid to any other company?
I could get an estimate from another company. I sure could. Yep.
I would just like to see possibly another estimate from another one for sure at least, but maybe 2 other people, just so that we can see if it is. It seems a little bit higher, but I know that everything is high post-COVID. So it would just I think it'd be nice if we were able to see if it's all in line or if one's a little bit higher than another one.
I sure could. I reached out to another one at the same time, but didn't hear back. So, I mean, I think that this time of year, they're all trying to finish up jobs. And so bear with me. I'll try to get a couple more estimates, but it may not be something we get in time to do this winter yet, but some of it can be done in the winter. But yeah, I'll reach out to a couple more again.
I've got a question on the scope of the work. Is it under the understanding it's gonna have vegetation in there, or will there be rock to slow the water down and maybe prevent erosion down the road?
We were gonna, as part of the project, they were gonna go back with some erosion control blanket. They were just gonna lay that mesh blanket down, and eventually that does vegetate back through. But beyond vegetation, we weren't planning on any erosion control measures.
I just think a little more long-term so we don't have to.
And it's all we could, it's all just cost, so.
Okay, thank you. I'd like to make a motion to possibly table this until we get further bids and more details on the scope of the work.
Yep.
I'll second.
Any discussion?
She's got it.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Will be tabled until we get another bid
Or two.
back, or two back possibly.
Thank you.
That's all I had.
Do I have a motion to approve the engineer's report?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
I,
Motion passes. Line item 7, adjournment. Can I have a motion to adjourn the meeting at 7:18 PM?
I move.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
I.
We are adjourned. Thank you.
They should